Hi, I'm Dawn Hall.
And I'm Mallory Geraci.
And we're your Mortgage Express team.
Woo.
So we've had, we're a mother-daughter duo, in case you couldn't tell, we kind of look the same. I'm an older version, she's, but we'll go from there. Anyway, so between the two of us, we have over 35 years of experience in the mortgage industry. And we wanted to put something together to help you navigate through mortgages and getting your loan approved and getting it done. And we do all kinds of things, so we're going to do some webinars, and I'll get into that in a little bit. My name is, again, Dawn Hall, and I've been doing loans almost long time. And I do everything, and I put the puzzles together, and I do deal saves, and I like to say if it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done by me, and if I can't do it, probably no one else can.
Right. I mean, I remember growing up with you, talking and feeling like I learned everything and all the words and all the knowledge of growing up, and then I started being your assistant, and then I called and I said, hey, I want to do this, and I learned the back end. I was your processor and your assistant at the same time, so I learned the back end. So it's an experience to learn, and we are a team that we want to teach you and help you learn how to do this and get prepared for it, because most people don't even know how to even know where to start or even anything.
Right. So why Mortgage Express? We're going to put together webinars once a month to kind of just go over different topics. We're starting with First Time Homebuyer this time. We'll be doing investors and can talk about all different loans, because again, here at Van Dyke, we do everything from DSCR to first time home buyers to new construction, lot loans, renovation loans. We do everything. So we're going to try to touch on every little piece, and there'll always be something to invite you to this webinar for us to do. And with some different things that we'll do, we'll kind of touch on how we do them and where we go with that.
That's right. And then today, like she said, we are going to be starting with our first time home buyers. So we're going to be really understanding your down payment, your closing costs, what those really mean, and your prepaids, and what it kind of really costs to buy your first home. And then also along with that is getting pre-approved, and we'll go discuss the differences between pre-approval and pre-qualification and what we would need to do that. Also, we go with down payment assistance, because I know sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot of money out of pocket. Sometimes there are assistants, which we'll go over on that one. And we're also kind of going to give you tips and tricks of how to get your offer accepted. And then also working with a realtor. So that's going to be what's going to be today. And then we also have a Q&A at the end of the webinar that we can answer. And if it's truly tailored to you and it's something specific, go ahead and you'll have our information up here later that you can just reach out to us, and then we can actually kind of deep dive into what you're doing.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with understanding your cash to close. The term cash to close gets used a lot in the mortgage industry, and for those of us who do this all the time, we kind of lump everything together. But there are 3 points to cash to close. There's your down payment, there's your closing costs, and your prepaid items. So the down payment, of course, is anything from 3% down on some home ready, home possible programs, Fannie Freddie programs, to 20% down or more, just depending on how much money you want to put down. That is your down payment.
And you know how many times we get calls that say, I don't have 20% down, can I still buy a home?
Absolutely. Right.
You do not need the 20%. You 3.5%. I mean, there's some programs that we can get into at another time that you won't even need to put any money down.
Right, USDA, for example. But again, that's just another program to touch on. Today, we're just really going to touch on letting you know the basics.
Yes.
So then the next thing is your closing costs. And those are things that have to be done in order to do the loan. Now, I remember when I did my first loan and went in and got a good faith estimate. That'll probably tell you my age. But anyway, so she sat down and told me all the things I needed, and I said, but I don't want a survey. Why do I need an appraisal? All of these things are things that have to be done.
Yes.
The appraisal is to let us know that the property you're buying is worth what you're gonna pay for it
Right.
with the appraisal. The survey is gonna talk about all of your, it's a lot for the title company, but also for us to make sure there are no liens or encumbrances, meaning somebody doesn't have
A fence on
your lot,
Yeah.
or maybe put up this garage they built next door without a permit, and it's half on your lot, half on theirs. So again, there are things that go into that. There are taxes and titles you have to have. There's of course paying the processing and underwriting
Yes.
fees, and there are also points if you want to buy down your rate or anything like that. So those are considered closing costs. Prepaid items are items that you have to have that are actually for you. So things like your homeowner's insurance, your flood insurance if you have to have that. You usually have to have a first year paid up front. We can collect homeowner's insurance at closing. Flood insurance you always pay up front, but then we also collect what's called your escrows. And so what's gonna happen is it's not only in your monthly principal and interest payment, which goes with your loan, we're gonna collect your taxes and insurances, and we're gonna pay those every year for you. So you won't have a big lump sum payment every year, which is nice because I hate having that because I like to spend my money on other things
Yeah.
and just make one payment once a month, so.
Well, I feel like with your escrow, it's a safer option. It's a safe option for you because you know your taxes are going to be paid. You're not going to have that sticker of
Sticker shock.
no, yeah, sticker shock of oh no, I have to pay my property taxes, because if you put it into your loan in your escrow, it's already taken care of. It's gonna be paid.
Correct.
And if you're already doing it in your monthly payment, you don't even
It's
notice
nothing you
that
have to think about.
Yes, you don't have to think of, just pay the mortgage and then there you go.
That's true.
So the big thing we get of getting pre-approved and getting started on this home process is you're probably looking at Zillow already.
Don't.
Let's just hold the phone, hold on.
Cool your jets.
Cool down. Talk to a lender first, whether it be us. I mean, we want to get you pre-approved first. And what that entails is start with an application. Let's see where we are first. With that, we do an initial review and a credit check, which here
We do a soft
pull.
So it doesn't affect your credit score, and we don't have to update it every 60 to 90 days until you find a property. And that's when we will pull your hard pull credit report.
So once we get that initial credit check, we go through and we look and we see what we can afford, which is in your comfort zone, and we look at it. Once we say, yep, this is good, you get that pre-approval letter. Happy shopping. Now we can go on to Zillow. Go look around. Take as much time as you need. Don't feel like you need to be rushed into on anything, because what we're doing in the background and while you're hunting for a house, we're getting you underwritten. So we're getting you prepared as a basically cash buyer. So
Full approval.
Full approval. So that time when you're saying, hey, I found the house, hopefully we're already done and we're going, all right, let's go. Let's get this ball moving.
And all we need at that point is title work, appraisal, surveys. And so theoretically, we can get you closed in 30, well, we always get everybody closed within 30 days, or, well, most people, within 30 days or less. But this way, it cuts off a week to 2 weeks of time.
Yes.
So if you need something, maybe they're accepting your offer because you can close in 15 days because you're approved like a cash buyer,
Yep.
then we can do that because we've already gotten you through the underwriting process. So there aren't any surprises.
Yeah.
As long as you don't make any surprises, like don't go buy a new car, don't go buy furniture for that house you don't own yet.
Yes,
So.
let's get the house first and then we'll get to
Right.
there. So once we're found a house, all right, what do we do from there?
Yeah.
Can I do down payment assistance? What can I do? With down payment assistance, we have 3, which is local and city, state, and nationwide. With local and city, it's geared more towards the low to, what do you say?
Low to
medium?
moderate income.
Moderate income,
Gen-
which is about like 80% of the median income in the county you're buying in, not where you currently, so say you are going to a different county, we would look at that county, not the one you're currently in. But again, if you stay in the same county, that's where you would be.
Right.
And then we also have states.
Mm-hmm.
Different states have different down payment assistance. Here in Florida, we have a big one, which is one of my favorites, is Hometown Heroes, which is a lot of the frontline workers. So if you're thinking of first responders, nurses, veterans,
teachers,
and vets, I checked just to make sure I did. And it's nice to kind of help them and get them into the houses too. But there are other ones that we can look at as well. Now with nationwide, Van Dyke is licensed in 48 states. So what we will do is you tell us where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
We will go ahead and help look up those down payment assistance if there are any available and help out with that.
And run it through on different programs.
Yes.
Some other really cool information that I just found out is that you can layer those as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use, right now there's a thing called Lee Cares in Lee County. And you can layer that with a home assistance down payment, and then you can even use it with a state program. So as long as everybody goes in their, 1, 2, 3 order or whatever, you can layer those. So again, it's another way to get into a home with little to no money down for somebody who is a low to moderate income person. So
really
very
a one-stop shop.
Agreed.
It's fun.
We agree. So, tips for getting your offer accepted. You want to get pre-approved, as we talked about and as Mallory had stated. You want to do that before you do anything. Again, don't go shopping, because you could be looking for the Taj Mahal and you may only qualify for the shack down the corner. Hopefully that's not the way it is. Hopefully we can find a happy medium. But again, what you may think you may not show in paperwork, and that's things that we need to look at before we move forward. So get pre-approved, and your realtor is going to want you to get pre-approved as well. Be serious about your offer, and by serious about your offer, don't make offers to 2 and 3 and 4 different places at one time. If your offer gets accepted at 2 and 3 and 4 different places, you now have contracts for 3 and 4 different places, which is not good. But be serious. Don't go in just because we're in what's called like a buyer's market. Does not mean that seller who's got that house listed for $350,000 is going to accept a $250,000 offer. You don't know if they've already lowered the price.
Right.
You don't know what their mortgage is that they need to pay it off. You don't know any of that.
Right.
So offering $100 to $150 off a purchase price is probably not serious and not realistic, and they may not even answer you back. So again, be realistic and be serious about your offers. Don't make multiple offers. And then another item, be prepared for the answer no.
Yes.
Not everybody's going to answer
No.
what you want. Some people aren't even going to respond, and no is doesn't mean it's a dead deal, but be ready for them to say no. Just because you need assistance and you need them to pay closing costs and you need all of this does not mean that they're prepared to do all of that.
You could offer honestly their exact what they're looking for, and they'll still say no because they want that one person that's going to offer them cash or more.
Which goes into that, again, that pre-approval that we have through underwriting could be a make or break thing.
It could bump you up into that status, which
it could.
Which I find is so much easier.
Yeah. And then let us, the lender, set the stage for you.
Yep.
Get everything ready, let you know what you need. Let's talk about do you need closing costs? Do you need this? Do you need that? We can talk to
The
the
realtors.
realtor that you
Yeah.
have and say, okay, they need, 6% of closing costs paid by the seller,
Yeah.
and work a whole deal together so they know what to offer
Right.
and how to get it approved.
Well, that goes to our next slide, which is working with a realtor as well, because if you get into that inspection and there are things that need to be done with the house and the seller doesn't want to do anything, call us. We'll work with the realtor and say, hey, offer them, hey, pay this or pay this percentage.
Right.
And we'll do that for you because we know where it can go.
Yeah, where the monies can be paid and used and all of that. And also with the realtor, always work with a realtor. Always,
Yes.
always. We know a lot of great realtors, and they're there to help you. They're there to help you navigate the process, make sure
Yes.
everything's running smoothly, make sure the seller's doing what they're supposed to do. Not that a for sale by owner is not a good thing to do, but we are not realtors. So
Yes.
we are not going to be able to help you navigate and actually write the offer, make the offer. That's what the realtor is going to do. The realtor is also going to listen to you as to what type of things you're looking for and to go out and look at that MLS. Don't just drive around and get every phone number from every realtor.
Oh, yes, no.
Find somebody you like, work with one person, tell them what you're looking for, tell them where you'd like to be, and they have access to this MLS, that has all of these properties
Yes.
for them to look at and to do. So, we communicate with the realtors.
We do. And coming off of yours, where we have a great back end staff, the behind the scenes of
the best.
we still are constantly, once you go under contract, we're still constantly with your realtors and the seller's realtors, keeping them updated, keeping them knowing weekly on what we're doing and making sure everything is running smoothly. That way, hopefully you can have a stress-free mortgage experience because it is one of the biggest purchases you're going to be
Correct.
making maybe one or two times in your life.
Yeah.
And it's
stressful
it is
every
very,
single time.
very, very,
it's
very
the
stressful.
the biggest purchase you're ever going to make.
Gosh,
so.
I can remember buying our first house and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's daunting. It's very, very daunting. You need to have every single thing,
all your I's dotted and your T's
crossed and everything.
Yeah.
And it's a lot, but your
once
realtors,
it's done.
yeah, but once you're a realtor and your lender, and when you get a good pairing and you get a good lender who is in communication at all times, it
runs a lot
smoother.
Well, hopefully we've given you some basics to touch on, and as we move forward, we'll break down more. We've got some questions. Looks like Ashley's got some questions that we want to talk about, and then we'll kind of wrap this up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, perfect. We have some questions here in the chat. So the first one comes from Melanie. She says, what credit score do I need to have to apply?
Oh, the big credit. What do I need?
Well, as far as credit scores, we like to tell you, don't worry about your credit score, what you think or what you find on Credit Karma or Experian or anything. Give us a call. Let us poll, a soft poll.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look, because we can either tell you you're good to go or what you need to do to move forward.
And we can keep you in that process, actually. We can keep you in the pre-approval process where we'll say, hey, let's do for these 3 months, let's try
paying this,
yeah. and then let's revisit it in 3 months. But also, you could be fine, but have just a little bit of a lower, and you've done everything, you're working everything, and
we have programs that
yes.
we can tell you what to do in order to increase that score. Yeah. And then the other thing, we have a lot of programs, having a 700 credit score is not always necessary. Mm-hmm. FHA will go even with a 0 if we can build credit around you.
Yes.
So, of course, the higher your credit score, the better your rates.
Yes.
But again, credit score is not as important as it is like with other FHA programs and things like that.
Okay. Kathy asks, is now a good time to even buy a house?
Oh, that's always fun with the market because buyer's market at the moment.
It's a good thing to
Yes.
take a look. If the way we look at it is, if you're ready to buy and you want to buy and you find the house that's the right price, then just do it. Because, you know, if everybody's waiting for rates to drop or
Right.
whatever, and again, COVID rates, probably never going to see them again. That's the way the analysts and all of us think.
Right.
I've never seen it in my whole life.
But like what you said with buying down points, if you have the money and you can afford it, you can buy down the points and get to
a payment that's a little more comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
There's many different options.
But keep in mind as well that, you know, if you're waiting for a rate to drop but you find the house you want, by the time the rates drop, that house is not going to be priced the same, or it may not be there. So
What's that saying you tell me?
what?
Marry
the house,
date the rate. So that's why we're saying that. I was on the top of my head. I was like, what is that again?
What is it you tell me all the time?
It's the same. It's the same thing. If you love the house and this is the house you want, and just the rate and you qualify, and the rates are just not exactly what you want, hang out with it for a year. Build equity into that home, and then refinance it.
Exactly.
And then
right.
Then hopefully you can get a lower rate.
Exactly.
Okay. We have one from Darren. He says, how long would the whole process take? What if I need to close on my new home next month?
As we stated a little bit earlier, we can close within 30 days or less. I actually have a loan going right now that they needed to close in I think it was like 25 days, and we're actually closing in 20. So, you know, it just depends, and we can definitely close in 30 days or less. And the pre-approval process helps that and helps cut down on
the pre-approval process is
phenomenal.
Honestly phenomenal, because you can sit with it for a couple of months, and we just need to update maybe a bank statement or
a pay stub.
We have everything ready to go, and we just need 2 things that are going to be, that's it, that's all we have to do.
We're ready to go. So yes, we can close in 30 days or less, and it just, you know, you got to work with us and we'll get it done.
Okay, and then we have one more from Alex. I want to buy a house, but not even sure if I can. I think I have too much student loan debt.
Well, student loan debt, you can have student loan debt, and based on what the market's saying, they're not going to wipe it away, so you're going to have student loan debt. And contrary to some opinions, even if you have it deferred, we have to hold that as a debt against you. But different programs will require different payments, and it's not very high. It could be 0.5% of what you owe, or what the amount is, 1%. It just kind of depends. And we take a look at the whole thing, and if you have set up a payment
plan,
you know, that fits in with your ratios, that's not a problem. A student loan is not a detriment. It actually helps with your credit score and shows that you're making monthly payments on a debt. So when we talk again about student loans, we're going to hold a debt against you. We just need to make sure that you're not in collection or in
just not making the payments on it.
Correct.
You're just letting it go.
Because it's not going to go away, it is going to be there. So let us look at it. There could be a way that if you do have a ton of student debt, that maybe there's a credit card or even installment debt or something that you can pay off to offset that because of those. So again, we're the puzzle putters togethers, whatever that is.
We like puzzles.
Let us put the puzzle together, and that's our job, so you don't have to worry about that. So I think that kind of brings us to the end at the moment. So next month, I believe we're going to try and look at investors and second homes and different programs like that. And if you've got any questions or anything you would like to see, put it, email either one of us, call us, whatever.
I'm happy to help you.
Exactly. And if you have a scenario right now that you need, definitely reach out to either one of us. We're here to help. We're your Mortgage Express team.
Yes, we are. We know everything's not cookie cutter. We know it's all different. But again, if you do have something that you're like, oh, they didn't touch base on this, let us know. And if we think like, hey, we need to elaborate a little bit more on that, we can do something like that. Or if there's something you want to hear about, say, hey, I'd like to hear about this. Let us know. We'll do something about that as well.
So look forward to seeing y'all next month, and have a good one.
Bye.